So, have you heard of the card game called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I heard of it. I played it when I was a kid.
Oh, what do you remember about playing it,
They
if
have
anything?
they have the attack points, the defense, and most of them look pretty cool. That's the only reason I play with them.
How did you like figure out about it?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
I watched the show. I watched the cartoon when I was like 6.
What do you remember about like the cartoon?
The cartoon is utterly ridiculous.
Do you know anything about like the main character or?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a girl and the other guy. It's them three. They went around dueling people, battling.
And so, what do you think of people like, I guess our age or in college or out of college that play Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you think that that's like strange or?
I think if you play it every now and then, it's not strange, but every day type thing, yeah, we're a little old, but every now and then as a hobby, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so generally pretty normal thing. All right,
Yeah, it's
well,
normal.
I guess that's all I have to ask. So thanks for your time.
I,
So have either of you heard of the card game called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah. When we were kids, a lot of boys used to play it. I never played it though, 'cause I'm a girl.
What about you? What do you?
Yeah, I heard about it when I was younger, like elementary days. I used to have a lot of cards. I think I had like a 300 card deck. I used to have a little on piece and everything.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
What do you guys like remember about how to play it, if anything?
I remember you put the deck down. You gotta pull 5 cards from the top of your deck. Them the cards you keep in your hand or whatnot. When you play against somebody who playing the same thing. And like I don't remember exactly how to play, but I know like you can be in attack mode, defense mode against the other person. And then when you coming out of the attack mode, defense mode, if I attack you and your monster don't have enough points, it's like you lose a certain amount of attack points or whatever. I think you like
yeah.
3,000 points to play to start the game with, and the first person to 0 wins.
Do you know how to? Do you remember anything about, or you just knew people who
I
played?
just knew people that played, and I knew what the cards looked like.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of like people who are like maybe our age, I guess, who play Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that like strange or?
It's a little unordinary.
It's a little.
It's a little kid.
Probably
game.
should have grown out of it by now. Or?
Yeah, but I mean, people find their own outlet, you know.
All right, what about you? Do you think that's maybe strange
I think
or?
it's very childish.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it at this age.
Nah, I wouldn't play, but you said play. Now collecting cards is a different story. I will collect some cards, but I wouldn't play.
All right. Well, that's all I really had to ask. So thanks for y'all's time.
You're welcome.
So have you ever heard of the card game called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes.
What do you know about it?
It's just a card game with like I used to watch the cartoon, so I know kind of a lot about it. And I used to play the game with my little brother. And you just like battle the monsters and stuff.
What do you know about the cartoon? Or if you remember like anything?
I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh was like this. I know he was a little boy and he left or whatever. And he had like 2 friends and they just went around like doing battles, like tournaments and stuff. And it was just like a lot of weird stuff that happened.
And do you know anybody like right now who plays Yu-Gi-Oh? Or?
No.
Yeah. What do you think of people who are like, I guess, our age and play?
That plays it. I mean,
Yeah.
if it makes them happy, I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had to ask. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
So, have you heard of the card game called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I heard of it.
And maybe the TV show
Yeah,
also.
I heard
there's
it.
a TV
I heard
show.
of it. I think I probably actually seen the TV show one time. I think I probably just flipping through TV and they was on.
What do you remember about the TV show, if anything?
I don't know. It was kind of like I don't really know how to describe it. I guess it was kind of like Pokemon and Zelda, World of Warcraft. It was like all that combined in one. It was like fighting, all that. It seemed like it'd be cool, like if it was something I was into.
Do you know anything about like the card game?
Nah, like I didn't see people play it. I heard people playing it, and that's it. I don't really know like the basics behind it, like what all you do.
So, like, of the people, do you think it's a card game that, like, only nerds play, or do you think that there are, like, other people who...
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if people would expand their horizons and got into it and, like, found out about it, I'm pretty sure, like, people might enjoy it just as well as them.
Right, yeah. What do you think of, like, people, I guess, our age, or, in college, out of college, stuff like that? What do you think of people who play, like, when they're older, like, 20s or something?
It's just a hobby, and I don't see no difference between playing a card game and playing video games. It's
Right,
a game.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you play Monopoly at 5, you play Monopoly when you at 50. Like it's still a game. It's for your entertainment.
All right,
I don't see
well,
the problem with it.
that's all I had to ask, so thanks for your time.
No problem. Glad I can help.
Hey, so have you heard of the card game or TV show called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, I have.
What do you know about it, just offhand?
I know that it's a card game played with 5 different cards, and the object of the game is to outrank and beat your opponents.
Right. How did you like find out about it?
When I was younger, I actually played the card games and watched the TV show.
Oh, do you remember anything about like the TV show?
I remember about the different, like the necklace. I remember about certain collector's cards. Like there was a card set called the Forbidden One. I can't remember his actual name.
Yeah. And what do you think about people who play Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you think it's like a game that's like only for nerds, or do you think it's?
I think it's pretty much just like any card game, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, same thing. As long as you enjoy it. I don't say for nerds. It's just if you enjoy anything like in that category, anime,
Right.
or card games, just in general.
Then you don't think it's like? Do you think it's like strange for people who are maybe out of school, like adults, to play it, or do you think that's normal too?
It's well, what is normal? That's my question.
Right. Yeah.
So like, I think if you enjoy it, if you have friends who do it, I would like go ahead and do it. Don't do it because it's not normal.
Right. All right. Well, that's all I had to ask. Thanks for your time. So, have you ever heard of the card game called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, I have.
How did you hear about it, or whatever?
Well, I knew about it probably when I was about 5th grade, maybe. It was a cartoon show, and like Saturday mornings, it always come on. I always caught it. So yeah, I knew about it.
What do you remember about it, like if anything?
I remember it was about like the cards, it was like Dual Monsters or something like that. And I remember Yugi, he had like this big pyramid on this thing. It was like a puzzle or something. You had to solve the puzzle. I remember that.
And do you that was bad. Do you remember anything about like, I guess, how to play it or anything like that?
Do I remember how to play it?
Basics maybe.
I remember the monster cards or the trap card. And I think there's like a magic card or something like that. I remember that.
Right. And so what do you think of people who like play Yu-Gi-Oh like in college or out of college, who are like normal people, I guess? Do you think that's strange or?
Kinda, sorta, because it's so old. I guess it's kind of, you're supposed to grow out of it, but I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's to each his own, I guess.
Right. All right. Well, that's all I had to ask. Thanks for your time.
Thank
you. So, have you heard of the card game or TV show called Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I have.
What do you know about it? Just if anything, whether it's from someone you knew or just what do you know about it?
Really, the only basis I know about it is just it's magical characters or whatever, in cards or whatever, and they just compete with the cards, try to win.
So do you know anyone who's like played the card game or?
Brothers, family members when we was younger.
So do you think like Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of a thing that like only nerds play, or do you think like other people can play, or do you think that's like?
I don't think you would be classified as a nerd if you play the game. It's just a person likes, just like you like other stuff, sports, baseball cards, stuff like that. It's just a game a person plays.
Right. Yeah. And do you think like if people play it like, I guess, in college or after college, like adults, what do you think? Like, do you think that's like sort of a normal or a strange thing?
It's just, I guess you call it a hobby, just like other people do other things like golf and stuff like that.
Right. All right. Well, that's all I had to ask. Thanks for your time.
All right.